Tozana bokhokho nomkhulu kasando teleso kokho bathi nembatha umavula kuvala emzilami yamadoda uanti Usha unumber 1 locksmith umalume gogo. Last part of our prayer in 2025. This one it's also close to my heart. It goes a long way. Let's recap. We started with self-introspection, self-forgiveness, forgiving others, boundaries, self-relationship, action plan. Now we're talking about the 7th one. The 7th one, it's basically ukuthi without it, as I know I've said it the last video of action plan, but this one, without it, nothing is impossible. Nothing is possible. Without it, you can do your self-introspection, what, and lie to yourself and everything, which you're doing that and everything. But without this last one, forget it. Forget it. How many people that really listen to a doctor when the doctor says these are antibiotics and you need to finish them? How many people does that? Few. Because antibiotics on the 3rd day, let's say they give you antibiotic for 10 days that you need to take for 10 days. But after 3 days, you can feel, I think sharp. No, I'm okay now. I'm okay. But the doctor said, finish the course. How many people does that? How many people that goes to the healer and the healer says, here's muti. Use this muti for 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then finish. Start this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then finish. Then start this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just giving you 3 medications. Just 3. Then I say to you, I know you, people will hate me about this. And then I say to you, this muti that I'm giving you, 1, abstain from sex. That's number 1. Number 2, no alcohol or any substance. That is number 2. And then the healer says, those are my terms and conditions. If you can avoid these 2 things while you are on this treatment, and then after you have done the 3rd one, give yourself a break of another 3 days doing nothing in terms of mood. How many people, I'm not talking about just anyone, I'm talking about somebody that is desperate. Coco, I need this. Coco, you know, Coco, I can't find a job. Coco, this. Coco, this. Coco, you know what, I don't know what to do. Coco, I'm willing to do anything. What. And then I said, okay, it's fine. Check this. Angithi mina I'm a healer. I know what I'm giving you. A healer is like a teacher. The teacher will say to you, okay, for you to qualify or to pass this year, you need to pass this and this and this and this. And for you to pass this, you need to study this way. Mina ngithi, for you to achieve what you want to achieve, do A, B, C, D, E. How many people, Bazalan, that we know of who are really honest with themselves, who say, how many people raise their hands and say, I do finish my medication? How many people that have piles and piles and piles of muti and water from the prophet and oil from the pastor, but anointing oil and whatever? How many people do know what if you get to this place, let's say they stay in one room, it smells muti. It's like you are entering in GT Herbers. Even GT Herbers, it doesn't smell muti. When you enter it, it's fresh. But how many people do you know, or how many of us do we know ourselves? I have staff from Ubabu Sbanbani, I have staff from Ukoko Sbanbani, I have staff from Sbanbani and everything. And none of these things we have finished. Are we finishing what we have started? Do we really give ourselves time to say, I went to this healer, they gave me this to take, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. I'm going to use it until it's finished. Then I'm going to sit down and observe in terms of what is happening. You give somebody a treatment, before they can even finish it, they give you a call. Hey, yazi ever since ngiqala ukusenza le mithi ngibona ngathi kuba mnyama kakhulu. Which number of muthi are you in? I'm still in number 1. I haven't finished. When did you start number 1? No, I had to stop a little bit because I had to go to the funeral. I need to do what I need to do. Already you are complaining. Because desperation makes us want to see miracles in everything that we touch. And if we don't see that miracle, we get disappointed. We get hurt. For nothing. Because you didn't do what you were told to do. How many people do you know that removed in babies and cement, like maybe they have a broken or whatever function, whatever, and they remove it, and they said, no, I'm feeling better. But the doctor said, keep that thing until whatever day. No, you say, I'm feeling better. How many people do you know? At work, they say, I'm lazy. At work, I was fired. I can't perform. I can't do this. I can't do this. How many people in your office space do you know that they complain every day? How many people do you know? Every day they complain. They complain about this. They had a problem with that previous manager, and now they have a problem with this one. Now they have a problem with that one. How many people do we know that are doing that? Do we really know what we want when it comes to healing? Let me talk to about my profession, which is traditional healing. Because, sorry, most of the time people do what you call, people go to healers because of, yes, they're desperate, they want help. Yes, you only go to the healer because you want help. You cannot go to the healer and just visit. But do you really do what they tell you? Because let's look at it. That's how people get scammed in these foreign countries. Because they go there and then they believe, because I've crossed the border. I've said this once in videos, I think at about 5 years ago. In South Africa, yes, we do have good stuff. In South Africa, we do. The fact that I go to India and everything, no, it's for something else. I'm not saying that whatever that I get in India, you cannot find it in South Africa. It's just that in South Africa, I don't know where to find it. But in South Africa, we do have the best. We do. We do have healers that are really, really, really passionate with what they're doing. And they really know what they're doing. And they have good results. We do have it. But we have this mentality that if I can cross the country, maybe to Zimbabwe or to Mozambique, they have a different stuff. No, it's just another country. Yes, there's stuff that you can get there. Sorry. There's stuff that you can get there that you cannot find in South Africa. However, it's just another country. Because if the borders can be open, it's just, I mean, let's make an example with Mozambique. Guys, it's a fence. It's a fence. A border, it's a fence. It's not like it's another world. No, it's just a fence. You're at this side, your 1 foot is this side, you're in South Africa. 1 foot is the other side, you're in South Africa. If you via N2 to Pongola, after passing Pongola, that fence, that's a border of Swaziland and South Africa. So you mean if I jump this fence, manje ngiphethe to best, then I'm in this side, South Africa manje, there's nothing. No. But how many people that does the research on that? The seventh part, as I've said, it's important as other parts, just that it's a key. Because even the action plan requires that number 7, the prayer number 7, that you need to pray for. Even action plan requires that. Because your action plan is nothing without it. It's nothing. You can claim to say it's an action plan. Without it, it's nothing. Your action plan is absolutely nothing. I've done a self-introspection. Yes, we can hear you. So what are the results? No, I'm still skeptical to see what are things happening. You didn't use number 7. Number 7 was never part of your self-introspection. Self-forgiveness. You didn't go deeper into self-forgiveness because you didn't have what number 7 I'm going to talk about has. Forgiving others, you cannot forgive others. It needs number 7. Self-relationship, you cannot have self-relationship if you don't have number 7. You won't. Your self-relationship will be about boundaries. Hey, Bazalan, you know when you talk about boundaries, it's something very, very, very important. Let's go back to a bit on self-relationship. I've said if you're content in your self-relationship with Yabonala, I have a self-relationship. You can be with people thinking that you are there with them, and it's only your body that is there. You know you're with yourself. You can laugh with your enemies. You can sit down on the table. You can eat in one plate with your big enemy, thinking that you don't know, and you know everything. Then you have a self-love. Self-love, it means you won't go around fighting, hurting people, insulting people and everything, because you have self-love. You know what, it's okay, I'll let it go. You get beaten while you're having a weapon. That's self-love. Nah, it's fine. But the number 7 one is very important in a sense of what you cannot create boundaries if you don't have number 7. Because creating boundaries is very hard. Creating boundaries is when you tell your friends to say, guys, you go up to here in my life. You don't pass this. If I say to you, I'm not going out this weekend, it ends there. You can call me with something else, don't convince me. I've already told you I'm not going. And I don't have to explain myself to you guys to say why I am no longer interested to go. And it ends there. I don't like the way you speak to me. You tell it as it is. I don't like the way you speak to me. And you must give examples. And tell that person, and it stops now. And if it continues, I'm gonna take action towards that. And I'm not threatening you, it's a promise. I've said there's nothing else that can connect us. I don't want to block you or whatever, or to block this number. I've deleted your number without blocking it. But now you keep on phoning. I said, I don't want to meet with you. I am not interested in you. I need my money. You can't come at my place at any given time. You can't just wake up and say, I'm going to see my friend. I want to surprise my friend. No, it doesn't work like that. No, it doesn't. Boundaries. Boundaries. Kunjani lapho man bengizokubona, the next thing you hear there's something else, and angizame 100 rand. No, you said you just came here to see me. I don't have money. I don't always carry money to give people nje randomly. Oh, you hear, how much do you want today? 100 rand, here is it. No, I don't work like that. I budget. Boundaries. Even to your children, no son. We need to budget for that. We cannot just buy because you want it now. You know, it's not an emergency. You don't need it now. Do you want it or do you need it? No, I love it. Yes, if you love it, it's fine. We'll budget for it. But if it's a need, we'll consider it. Boundaries. Never say to your children you don't have money. Why do you lie and say you don't have money? No. Just tell them to say, is this a priority? It's January. You're going back to school. What is a priority? We need to teach our children that language. What is a priority? Where are you going to spend most of your time? At school. So where do we need to focus more on you in terms of clothes and everything? At school. Thank you. And it ends there. Boundaries. Teaching your child to say, take a lunch box. It doesn't mean you're struggling. Why? Because it's cheaper. You're saving money and you're eating what needs to be eaten by you. Monitored at home. You can't eat pizza every day because whatever reason, or a burger every day. No, you can't. Why? But it's not healthy, or whatever reason you put. Number 7. Bahlali. You will never achieve anything from Muti, from your pastor, from the universe, from a manna from heaven, if you are not disciplined. Number 7 is discipline. Successful is a decision. Success is a decision. If you want to be successful, it starts with a decision. If that decision has been taken, it goes with discipline of what needs to be done. If you are doing a self-introspection, you need to be disciplined while you're going through that process. You need to be disciplined. If it means no music at a certain time of the day, every time of the day, I'm going to give myself an hour just to rewind and sit on myself and talk to myself and everything. Let it be. And don't allow anyone or anything to disturb you. That is called discipline. Forgiving yourself, it needs discipline to forgive yourself. You cannot forgive yourself without being disciplined. I don't want to start with discipline. I wanted to start with anything else, but to show you at the last good, if ever you started that thing and there was no discipline, start again. It's not a problem. Start again. If you're going to a healer for whatever that you're going to take and everything, lalela, you need to be disciplined for you to complete whatever you were told, ritual or whatever. It needs discipline. If you decide to go through a church way, and it needs discipline. When you pray, we need to hear you. You can feel this inside. That means you are disciplined enough. There's nothing else beyond discipline, guys. Nothing. In my life, I was fortunate to even into the media days, freelancing days, business days, and now I have a privilege of meeting successful, rich individuals. Sorry, guys, I have an eye infection. Individuals, and one thing that I've seen common, if you ask all of them, although they've mentioned the word discipline differently, but at the end of the day, they're all saying the key actually is discipline. Because if a millionaire comes to me, or a billionaire comes to me for help, I've never thought to say, but this guy has money. Why they want to see their things, how are things moving in terms of ancestors and everything? Because they're disciplined. They know it's part and parcel of their lives. That's discipline. They are not naive. Because of now I have this money, I have too much zeros, and then I don't need discipline. No, discipline. Without discipline, there's nothing we can do. How many kids have failed matric? Let's put aside those that, conditions were not conducive. Let's put aside those who there was nothing they can do. Multi played its role. By Loiwe. It was all about witchcraft to find themselves failed and everything. And they're crying others whether they've killed themselves. Luckily, I've never heard of such for now. And I don't want to hear that. But others, you realize a child will say, I don't know what to do anymore. I've done my best. I don't know what to do anymore. When a child says, Gogo, if they can give me all these question papers now, or if they can set up the paper now, and I can write it now, and somebody else takes the marks and everything, not to me Lucy and everything, you'll see, Gogo. There's nothing I can do. But how many of our kids have failed because of they lack discipline? Why do they lack discipline? Because even at home, there's no discipline. Discipline is everything. Umemran said he used to say order. If you don't have order, discipline is order. That's why I said other rich people that comes here, they'll put it differently. Another person will say, no, Gogo, you need to have order in this thing. Order is discipline. Order is discipline. It's the end of the 7 days prayer. Others are still going to start from the beginning and everything. We appreciate everybody that took part on this journey. It wasn't an easy journey at all. It has its own obstacles. We are from the previous year. Let's just learn from what happened last year and let's move on. It's not everything that happened last year that we're happy about. However, let's move on, because life goes on. Life goes on. Life goes on. Let's stand up. Let's do what is right. Let's fix things. Let's work. As I've told you, we have a cycle of healers across South Africa and abroad, in Africa, that we can refer you to. Let's work. Let's do this. Tozan.